What is up guys, it's Cal, and in this video we are on the 7.3.2 PTR, but I'm going to be showing you tier pieces and trinkets that are coming out in 7.3.5 with the Anturos raid. Now the difference between the 0.2 and the 0.5 patch is that the 0.2 patch isn't actually adding any new content. They said that it's just a very minor patch that's just changing some back-end stuff. So the raid is not coming out in 7.3.2, it is coming out in 7.3.5, whenever that is. So let's show you the tier pieces. The tier pieces I'm showing you are for the hunter. I'm going to show you the tier bonuses for every hunter spec, but I'm going to show you all of the trinkets that it has to offer from this Flask Anturos vendor right here. So here are the tier pieces. This is a chest, Serpent Stalker Tunic. We can also see the tier bonuses there. This is for the Beastmaster Hunters because I play a Beastmaster Hunter. The 2-piece bonus is kill command damage is increased by 10%. That's, we've seen that before. It's kind of boring, to be honest. The 4-piece is when you use kill command, the cooldown of your Aspect of the Wilds is reduced by 2 seconds. Which, honestly, I feel like they should just stop messing with kill command with the tier bonuses, because it just gives people more of a reason to spec into Killer Cobra, like all Beastmaster Hunters. They should just change it up a bit. But that is the chest. It has Versatility Mastery. The back has Versatility Mastery also, right? Yeah, they both have the same. The hands give crit and haste. The headpiece gives haste to versatility, pants give crit and mastery, and the shoulders give crit and haste. So there's 3 mastery pieces. That just matters because mastery is good for us. Let's see what it looks like. I will show the other specs bonuses as well. Okay, that looks kind of boring. Now for Marksman, we have your focus generating attacks deal 30% more damage and generate 25% more focus. I feel like there's been a similar one in the past like that. I don't play Marksman, so I'm not 100% sure. Markshot has a 30% chance to fire up to 3 additional targets by Markshot an additional time. Wait, what did I just say? Markshot has a 30% chance to fire at up to 3 additional targets hit by Markshot at an additional time. Okay, that seems pretty interesting. If you're a Marksman Hunter, you can let me know how good that is. And then we have Survival, which Flanking Strike has a 50% chance to increase the crit strike chance of your next Raptor Strike by 100% and the crit strike damage of a Raptor Strike by 50% within the next 20 seconds. Alright. The 4 pieces, each cast of Mongoose Bite increases the damage of your next Raptor Strike by 20%, stacks up to 6 times. Cool stuff. So now let's look at some of these trinkets. Here we have the Prototype Personnel Decimator. Gives haste. Your range attacks and spells have a chance to launch a homing missile if your target is at least 10 yards away, dealing up to that much damage to all enemies within 20 yards. Targets closer to the impact take more damage. So that's like... Okay, so I just tested this Personnel Decimator trinket, and as you see there, it did about 4.4% of my total damage. The damage it did, obviously... Oh my god. But yeah, 4.5% damage. Make sure that you are, when you use this trinket, you are standing at 10 yards away from the target. I actually read it wrong the first time I was reading it to you guys. I thought you had to be within 10 yards of the target, but no, it's 10 yards away, and the initial target that you are targeting takes the most damage. The closest targets to it take more damage, if that makes sense. But the thing is that I actually tried this trinket... Oh my god, I don't have my keybind set up. I tried this trinket over here when I was targeting this dummy, but there's a whole bunch of different targets around here, and it was like my 3rd most damaging ability, the Prototype Trinket. So I would recommend any ranged hunter, so Marksman or Beastmaster Hunters, pick this up for any AoE fights. It seems very good for that. Now we have the Shadow Singed Fang. Your melee and range abilities have a chance to increase your strength or agility by 4,500 for 12 seconds. And also, your auto attacks have a chance to increase your crit by 2,200 for 12 seconds. So it's got a double equip effect. That's nice. Let's see, the Terminus Signaling Beacon, that gives mastery, so that's good. Call a Legion ship to bombard the target's location for 9 seconds, dealing that much fire damage to all targets within 12 yards, including the ship. Wait, what? So it damages the ship. I kind of want to try that out and see how it is. But that is a use effect with a 2-minute cooldown. Okay, let's see this Terminus Signaling Beacon. Let's see this Legion ship. That's what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it shoots 6 shots. Let's see here. What about right here? 1, 2. Okay, So if you ever use this trinket, don't use it up close and melee range, because you got I think 3 shots off until it destroyed, because as it says, does damage including the ship, including to the ship. Okay, so as far as the DPS goes, 30.5% of my damage. So that's less than the last trinket. Maybe this one's not as good. Maybe there was a 1 or 2 times I used it. I may have been a bit too close, so it did extra damage to the ship. I don't know. But I mean, that's not exactly an accurate representation. I would have needed to do them, you know, a lot more times each, because RNG is a thing. So, and it's way too early to tell which trinket is better than the others. I just wanted to test these to see if they were at all viable damage-wise. And then we have this trinket, which it gives mastery. Ignore the avoidance. That's not like 100% chance for it to have. It's just how these vendors work. They have a chance to give you Warforged stuff and whatnot. But your melee and range attacks have a chance to plant fire missiles at the enemy's feet. Fire mines detonate after 15 seconds, inflicting damage fire damage to all enemies within 12 yards. Then you can use it to detonate all the fire mines with a 30-second cooldown. So that's an interesting one. Now we have the Seeping Scourge Ring with versatility. Your melee attacks have a chance to deal damage, shadow damage to the target. If there are no other enemies within 8 yards of them, this deals an additional extra damage. Cool, cool. Gorshalok's Legacy that gives haste. Your melee attacks have a chance to grant an echo of Gorshalok. On reaching 15 applications, you lash out with a devastating combination of attacks, critically striking enemies in a 15-yard cone in front of you for 2.3 million damage. I want to try that. And now we have this trinket, which is a very interesting one. It gives agility. The equip effect is your damaging abilities have a chance to create a ravaging storm at your target's location, inflicting a bunch of nature damage split amongst all enemies within 6 yards over 6 seconds. Now notice there it says Golgoneth's Thunderous Wrath, and under it says when empowered by the Pantheon, your auto attacks cause an explosion of lightning, dealing 87,000 nature damage to all enemies within 8 yards of the target. Lasts 15 seconds. Now what that means, the Golgoneth's Thunderous Wrath, is that there's 6 variations of this trinket depending on your spec, depending on your class. If everyone in your raid has this trinket equipped and all the procs go off at the same time, then you get Golgoneth's Thunderous Wrath and you become empowered by the Pantheon. So that's quite a bit of RNG for you. And there you have it. So it did about 4.1% of my damage, Ravaging Storm. It's okay. And just in case some people are probably wondering, the Golgoneth's Thunderous Wrath did not trigger. I thought it might trigger because I'm, you know, solo, I'm not in a group. It just might have a chance to trigger if you're by yourself. It did not trigger at all. So you do have to be in a group with 6 people that have the trinket for that to happen. But damage wise, it is still too early to tell. I feel like this one might only be super viable if 6 people in the group do have the different variations of it for Golgoneth's Thunderous Wrath to trigger. And now we have a legendary trinket, Amanthal's Vision. Item level 1000. That's awesome. It gives every single secondary stat. The equip is your spells and abilities have a chance to grant you 2200 speed, avoidance, and leech for 12 seconds. So the tertiary stats. And then the Amanthal's Grenadier. When empowered by the Pantheon, your agility is increased by 67,000 for 15 seconds. So I guess it's sort of similar to this trinket in a way with that effect. I'm not 100% sure. And there you have it, guys. Those are all of the trinkets and the tier pieces, well, for hunters at least, that are coming out in 7.3.5. Hope this video is helpful to you guys. You can leave a like on it. You can sub to the channel for more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video.